everyone, and welcome back to the DLP. Today we will be covering the in-season tournament between two teams that are pretty old to the streaming community of DLP, Lilycove Latias and Lampent. And yeah, no, this is going to be our in-season tournament stream. This is our round one matchup for Saturday. This will be the first of four streams, hopefully. We may not be able to get the PCR Spanish Montenevera Kanto Koraidon matchup, but we're going to be trying to get as many of these matchups streamed as possible just for everybody else's sake to be able to follow along. But yeah, I am Clomps and I am joined here with my good friend and coach in the DLP, Mezagoza Performer Coach, Gforgamer. How are you doing, gamer?
I'm doing good, Clomps. I hope everybody else is doing good. The week has been long. We're finally in the weekend, and we should probably just get to some battling. Um,
Yeah.
both teams are very, very interesting. With the Lilycove Latias having that mega Golurk, RIP to Unseen Fist, and and the Lampins have chosen Megazard X for their mega choice, which is honestly a really good pick, especially with how wacky the format can be. And the fact that Dakota also snagged a mouse hold to go with that offensive prowess of Mammothwine, of Zard X, of Sneasler, even that Milotic. Milotic is such a great mod. Both singles, doubles, VGC, or just casually. It just sets up those coils, it goes for this hypnosis, it gets scald, it, it can hydro pump even,
hmm
it can ice beam, it just does everything you want it to do.
Yeah,
Um
for sure. If I can interject here. Um
All good.
this is a if I can explain what they're actually fighting for. Obviously, it says in-season tournament. That doesn't exactly clarify what the in-season tournament is for anybody, especially new viewers. So, real quick, the in-season tournament is a new thing we're trying in the DLP for season three, where you play the first 5 weeks, and that decides seeding for who can actually go ahead and play for some money at the season break mark for us, which ended up getting extended to week six. However, thanks to the week six, we kind of have an idea of who's like getting put where and whatnot. So I think next season we'll probably wait till weeks or wait till after week six to do in season tournament, just so we understand and have better, easier to break down matchups for the actual bracket. But yeah, no, they're playing to get $21 at the moment. Obviously, that's not a lot, but it's coming out of my pocket, so I hope everybody who's playing enjoys it. And yeah, no, that's kind of the scope of what we're dealing with here. So yeah, obviously Lily Cove, they're coming off of a hot win in week six already, right, gamer? This is a team that they're playing really nicely. They have the unnerfed Unseen Fist in the actual game mode we're playing right now, and that goes the same for the Thunder Waves here. So keep that in mind as you're commentating. Um, but yeah, and this Lily Cove team is God, I hate commentating Lily Cove versus Lampent. You have no clue how hard it messes with my brain every single time. But but yeah, no, this is a team, they're doing great. They weren't expected to go 4-2 at the beginning of the season because they did not have a very strong, very synergized draft to start out. But they've been doing free agency pretty consistently. I don't think they've gotten a trade at any point. But there is one team on here that has, and that is the Lavender Town Lampents. This is a team that's been ferociously playing. They're 3-2 right now. They're yet to play their week six, which will happen tomorrow. So hopefully they can go ahead and win that one to go up 4-2 and make this a great divisional race in the Southeastern Division. But this is a team, they're fighting. They made a massive trade with the Twin Leaf Titans and Artemis for that Milotic that we see here, and then a Alolan Ninetales that we don't really see into this matchup specifically. But this is a very, very solid draft, right? We see Charizard, we see Sneasler, we see Mousehold, Milotic now. Mamoswine is something they picked up in week six as well. This thing just gives them so much coverage into this Lily Cove team for a lot of stuff that they weren't originally getting to hit this Lily Cove team with. So being able to get those Ice Shards and Hydreigon, Earthquakes into Scissor, Raichu, and the neutral damage into Hat Slowking is going to be really big here, right? Um, and that's what the Lavender Town Lampents are kind of all about here, you know?
agree. The scissor is definitely threatening a lot of what is definitely threatening KOs on that Mammoth one to stop it from getting early pressure. Of course, we can all you can always play you can always play into that focus sash. There's also the Hydreigon. The Hydreigon is a fan favorite both in draft, in singles and VGC. Um, it just does a lot. It just does a lot. It falls off sometimes, but then it just picks itself back up. Um, as for the Raichu, I assume it's a good way to deal with some mons like a staggered Mega Zard X, or to deal with that Milotic, with just spamming those Thunderbolts, Nuzzles, or any like just sort of form of speed interaction.
Hmm.
This is definitely going to be a match of the century, with how oppressive both players can put up a board state to where neither have to they both have to respect each other's momentum basically.
Yeah, no, I think this is going to be a hype matchup. Obviously, it's a divisional matchup, so we get to see them play twice a season. This in-season tournament actually makes it a best of three, so this is going to give us a kind of a short little insight on what a postseason matchup could look like between these teams as well, right? And I'm just so excited. These are two teams that I feel like they play really nicely into each other naturally. They have a lot of natural counters to each other, and they have a lot of good, just really strong gameplay as coaches as well. So it's just one of those things where it's like, yeah, no, I feel like I'm loving this rivalry, and let's go ahead and get into this if you're ready to.
Alrighty. Yep.
Alrighty, so obviously, this Raichu, it's going to have a lot of fake out pressure to start off the game here. I'm expecting Lilycove to kind of lead it. But we see the Slowking and Scissor come out here with the Weird Ear and the Sneasler come out. Okay, okay.
Okay, so we do see the clear amulet from that scissor. The slow king does pressure for trick room, but the weirder can very well reverse it. Sneasler being able to fake out, go for Thunder Wave, or maybe or go into a Mega Horn into that slow king, just double into slow king to make sure. All right, the fake out goes into scissor.
I think it's interesting
All right,
because you could see an Imprisoned. You could
imprisoned,
see the
imprisoned
Imprisoned come from
weird.
the Weird Ear.
All right,
But the
psychic noise
Psychic Noise
does
goes into
bring
Sneasler,
Sneasler
taking
back
it down to its
down to the
sash.
sash. Um, okay, triggering Unburden. The scissor can very well go for a bullet punch to clear out that Sneasler, but that also leaves that slow king open to possibly something like that Mega Horn, like I was anticipating earlier. The Milotic comes in,
Okay. U-turn
U-turn
comes
goes
out
in,
from the
does
Scissor.
a huge chunk to that Milotic.
And now it's up to Lilycove, right? This he's kind of in the driver's seat here. Obviously, he can't set up Trick Room very freely, but he
Oh,
gets
skill
Intimidate
swap! Skill swap proccing the
and the
competitive boost. Skull
competitive
goes into the weird
boost.
ear. Okay.
Oh my god. Holy crap. It
The Lampents
really
have so much of an advantage right now. Where you're being able to imprison that Slow King, stopping that Trick Room. Hey, Dragon is bulky, but not bulky enough to take down that Milotic. That's +2 special attack. Hydreigon can go for the Dark Pulse to kill that Weird Ear, but also Milotic can just straight up nuke the Hydreigon, or even possibly the Slow King.
Yeah, which if you can let me interject every now and then, like after you do
My
play by play,
apologies.
I'd appreciate it. But yeah, no, I think it's an interesting situation because this Weird Ear, it's just got this Loking kind of in a bind, and now it's this Milotic setup as well, right? We see the Draco Meteor come in, the Icy Wind comes out for the speed control. That's doing an insane chunk into that Hydreigon, 46%, and Psychic Noise picks up the KO into the Milotic here, right? And the
We
Charizard
do
comes out
see
here. Okay.
the first KO has been taken. Milotic is down, but it did do its job, being able to just suppress the board state a lot. The
Hmm.
Weird Ear is still alive and well, being able to shut down that Trick Room very very well.
Yeah, no, this Weird Ear, he's just a presence on the field. He's probably outspeeding this Hydreigon if it's not Scarfed. And this Charizard as well. So this Hydreigon's in a tough situation because you want to pick up the KO into Weird Ear, but you're not in a good spot if you're Lilycove. But the Weird Ear switches out here. Okay. And Dragon
The
Dance
Dragon
comes
Dance
off from the
comes from the
Charizard.
Zard. Draco Meteor
It
possibly
misses.
it misses. The skull
That's a
hits the Zard,
big
but because it's
miss.
a fire type and because it's now a dragon type, it's neutral damage. This is an insane turn.
So Lilycove made the right play here, and they just don't get rewarded with it. RNG just said no, and now Lavender Town is in an insanely good position with that Charizard up +1 and +1 in attack and speed.
The helping hand comes out. Protect goes into Hydreigon, but the breaking swipe goes into the breaking swipe does the spread move,
Slowking
but the
gets
trick room
Trick
does come
Room
up.
up. Now Lilycove does have control of the speed control. This is a little bit of a different story now, just because you have the ability to get Golurk in, which I'd argue that you want to let Hydreigon go down there if that's what you're doing, right? But
Yeah, but that friend guard is still protecting that Charizard from those strong Draco meteors. It's
yeah,
not gonna be a clean survive. It's not gonna be a clean live, but it will mitigate some of the damage from that.
hmm
But I'm really curious on how Lilycove will um
they
will capitalize on this trick room.
they are a little bit out of position. I do agree with you there, gamer. And it's going to be an interesting situation because you do have a couple options. You can Chilling Water, but if Breaking Swipe comes out, you are going to be taking a lot of damage on that Golurk, and it's stuff you don't really want to be taking at the moment, you know?
Yeah. Uh, um.
Or
There
did I
should
say
be
Chilling Water? Did I say Chilling Water?
the yeah you said
Chilly
chilling water.
Reception. Chilly
Chili
Reception is what I meant.
reception.
Oh my lord.
I mean, technically you can learn both, but
And we do see the scissor come back out here with that clear amulet, so we know it's at least not going to be taking the drop. It's just a matter of how much damage is Breaking Swipe's going to be doing. It is resisted though. 23% is a good amount though. That is almost a quarter. And Golurk does get in thanks to that Hydreigon going down, but Trick Room is at 3 turns,
it's
so it
trick
is
room
a
is
little
at three
bit
turns,
limited.
but Lilico still has to break that mouse hold first to be able to get to that Charizard.
Yep, and it's just a game where I think Dakota knows he needs to get this mouse hold to stay alive for as long as humanly possible. Just to stall out this Trick Room and let Charizard kind of get back into commission and get back to the regularly scheduled programming that he was planning for.
The Intimidate comes out from the Weird Ear. The Mega Golurk comes in. Protect comes in. Oh, that is not something you want to see in this kind
No.
of scenario. You just let Weird Ear get in for free.
Yep.
I'm sure I'm sure Lily Cove has a plan. But we just gotta
Lilycove
trust the
does end up
process.
with the speed control here. I believe they are unable to beat out that fake out on the scissor though. So they will probably be faked out here, and it's a matter of what this weird ear can actually do, you know? Probably reversing Trick Room, obviously, but Golart can hit into that weird ear slot pretty aggressively still, even with that -1.
Let's see how Lily Cove capitalizes on this turn because this is probably a make or break turn here.
hmm Yeah, if I feel like if you're the Lavender Town Lampent, you don't want to drop him on here. You need to be able to stall out Trick Room just few more turns, a couple more turns here, and it's this Sneasler is gonna make it a little bit hard. Um, so keeping this weird ear alive, not letting Trick Room get back up is gonna be the game plan, I think. This Golurk, though, can we talk about this Golurk for a second? This is leading the MVP race with 14 KOs in the regular season. Obviously, because this is an in-season game, no stats here will count towards any of the Pokemon other than in the in-season tournament stats that will release at the end of at the end of the event. But we do see the fake out come out into that scissor as we called. Headlong Rush not doing
Goes into that
enough,
Weird Ear
and it
butt and
does
not
drop
picking
the
up the KO.
defenses for free into
Oh,
the Lavender Town
it
Lampent, and it reverses Trick Room on that weird ear. Hmm.
so it's a iffy board state right now. Both Pokemon can get a KO here. Both sides can get a KO. The Weird Ear is threatening the Scissor. The Scissor is threatening the Sneasler. The Weird Ear is also threatening the Golurk with the minus defense. Um, but no matter what happens, I'm pretty sure the Lily Cove is still gonna be in a great spot. Despite of what happens, the Scissor can very well just go for a U-turn into the to the Weird Ear, or just bullet punch that Sneasler, and then the Golurk can just go for another headlong rush into whichever target.
Yeah,
Because Now he does not have that ground immunity because that Charizard gave up its flying type.
If we do see the hard switch into Hatterene here, it picks up the KO into that Sneasler that did survive on its sash, but the skill swap comes out, and it gets the Intimidate onto that Weird Ear here, which I don't think actually matters that much. However, it is very interesting to
Mamoswine
see.
does come in. But
Mamoswine's
Mamoswine is in an awkward position right now. It's facing down a steel type, which with with many experiences of playing Mamoswine in Sword and Shield, I personally would not like to see a scissor across the field.
yeah, I think Mamoswine's an interesting pick here from the Lavender Town Lampent, right? It was a mon that was kind of thrown around early in the season with Ouchie, and then it gets dropped to free agency. What does Lavender Town do? What does Dakota do? He picks up this Mamoswine. He thinks it's going to help him win out this season, right? And now it's in a spot where it kind of wants to shine, and that bullet punched it way too much. 80%
Oh,
here. Icicle Crash
Icicle
not
Crash
doing nearly
misses the
enough.
KO, and Prison comes out,
And
and
Lilycove
Hatterene
falls for
cannot
the in
use that
prison.
trick room.
Ooh, this is big. This Hatterene still has a lot of good pressure on the field, though. I don't think you can sleep
Once
on it.
again, the Lampents are like in a board state of how they could close out the game. The Zard comes out again. Protect comes out from Weird Ear. Bullet
I
Punch
would
goes into that resisted Zard. Still
expect to
does
see the
30% chance.
D-Gleam. Yep, we do see the D-Gleam.
Oh, and
Getting
that
this Charizard
Dazzling
so
Gleam does
low.
do 33%.
Another D-Gleam out
So
here does too much to Charizard for it to survive. It's looking really rough for or the Lavender Town Lampent to kind of pull this out right now.
I do believe that the Lampents can pull this out as long as they can get rid of that Hatterene and Scissor.
I'd argue that Golurk has
It
different
is
plans, but with Mamoswine you
Bullet
still have
Punch
a
goes into
shot.
Zard.
Flare
Flare
Blitz doesn't
Blitz
pick up the KO,
doesn't pick up the KO on
and this
Hatterene.
Mamoswine is going to go
Dazzling
down
Gleam
from that
kills the
D-Gleam.
Mamoswine in the Weirder, and now it's just Weirder on the field. But where there's a Weirder, there's a way.
And Lilycove is up 5 Pokemon right now. He's at risk of dropping at least one. However, there's a chance he could exit the game with just 5, depending on the rolls here. And Imprison
and
Weirdeer. Is this
in
the only
prison, Dazzling
moves?
Gleam takes out the Weirder, and that's the
Okay,
game.
let's go ahead and you want to talk about the game a little bit from your perspective?
Yeah, there are some plays that was like a bit iffy on I believe Nimble is the
Nimble's Lilycove
let me
Latias
just open.
coach.
Yeah. Yeah, I do believe that Nimble could have cleaned up the game a bit, but that's also coming from the perspective of the spectator, not the actual player. The Slow King and Scissor lead was really good into that Weirder and Sneasler. The Slow King did pressure that Sneasler with a psychic move. The Scissor ignored the Intimidate with that Clear Amulet. Um, there is a lot of things that came into play, especially the fact that he kind of just let that he kind of he kind of just let this scissor just stay there majority of the time.
Yeah, I think Scissor actually was a very good call here. Just having Scissor be able to dish out that damage, not worrying if it goes down, especially after you get rid of that big threat in Milotic. That was really the only big wall to the Scissor, stopping it from just doing 30 damage with free Prio. And
Yeah,
this scissor, it just did its job to perfection. I think Lilycove knew that coming into the game, actually, because we see how confident he is in this actual scissor play. He just gets to slam bullet punch right into everything into this team after he gets rid of this Milotic with, I believe, I don't remember how he gets it down, unfortunately, but we'll see it soon. It is the Draco Meteor. It was the Draco Meteor that did get it low, though. And then we see the Psychic Noise actually pick up the KO into this Milotic. So, yeah, no, it was one of those situations where I was like, yeah, no, now Scissor kind of can run rampant here if with some good play. Like obviously Charizard's here, but if you just deal with this thing with what you got, Scissor can still handle itself. Um, and we
scissor
see the
really
miss
was just
here.
an impressive. Yeah, Yeah, the Draco Miss, I believe.
Yeah, the Draco miss. Yeah, and we just saw a lot of good gameplay from Lilycove here, I believe. Genuinely, just because like he finally gets Trick Room up. He gets rid of the Imprisonmon, he forces it out, and Draco Meteor just slamming into his opponent over and over again, doing good damage. He knew he needed to take care of the Mousehold as well, so letting High Dragon go down to take care of his Trick Room. He gets 3 turns to trick him with Golurk, right? We see the hard
Yeah,
switch to Weird Ear, which I understand the switch here, but I don't know. I just thought it was a little bit weird, just because you had a lot of offensive pressure with that Charizard still actually. And then we see Sneasler here.
we
I think
have Nimble here.
we do. Oh, I
Yeah,
didn't know.
Nimble has joined the voice chat.
Oh, hey Nibble.
Howdy.
How's it
What's up, guys?
going? I didn't know you were
Pretty
here.
good.
Otherwise, I
Oh,
would
yeah,
have
no, I,
been
I just
interviewing
hopped
you
in a
already.
second ago. You're good.
Alrighty. Yeah, no, congrats on the big win in the in-season tournament. Like, I
Thanks.
I thought it was going to be a 50-50 chance that you just win the game going into this, just because Dakota is such a good coach, right? Obviously, he's
Yeah,
your rival. He didn't play that
got a
great,
good
but he
team.
kept it close back
Yeah.
back in week 1 when y'all played the first time. And
Mm.
so going into this game, I was like, yeah, no, this is a good matchup. And then you go out and you go 5-0 him, 4-0 him. And
Yeah, 5. Yep.
it's just an interesting situation because
Yeah.
really you played really nicely. The Scissor did everything it wanted, right? Um,
Yep.
can you give us a little bit of insight on what was going on when you're team building for this matchup? Not too much because I know you have to play him one more time this season at minimum, um,
Sure thing.
yeah, no.
Yeah.
Can you walk us through what you're comfortable sharing?
Yeah, of course. Well, first off, GG's to Dakota. Played a good game. He said he wanted to try some fun stuff. I thought his team was really fun. I like the no attacks Weird Ear. Weird Ear's very funny to me. But yeah. So I mean, going into this game, I knew I just felt like lean into what the team's good at, which my team is good at. Set up Trick Room and or fake out the things that are faster than me. Set up Trick Room and just hit things really hard. Um, I was very scared on turn 1 when I saw the Imprison that he had Psychic Noise, and I was like, well, now I can't hurt the Sneasler. That's a problem. Or I would have only had Scald for the Sneasler. It would have taken a lot more to get rid of it. But
Yeah,
yeah, I thought like lean really into what I had with the sets that I've got. Trick Room just looks really good into his team, quite honestly. Like I knew he would bring it probably on Weird Ear to flip the Trick Room,
yeah.
but that he couldn't really abuse it. So I was in a spot where I felt like I didn't have to alter my game plan too hard. And I thought it would be fun to try to actually lean into Hydreigon and Sizzle for more offensive presences because I haven't really done that very much this season. Like Hydreigon pretty much has always just run Chople, and Scizor I've only brought occasionally, but it's mostly just been for tailwind purposes. Missing that Draco on that turn sucked, by the way. I mean, if that had happened, I might have 6 0'd. I don't know, but
I
this
I was
this
thinking
time, by
that.
the way, the breaking swipes are if that was Dragon Claw, that this game goes very differently because I didn't account for the helping hand option on Mousehold.
Yeah,
Um, so that was also big, but I think it sounded like he wanted to try some fun things with the breaking swipe option, which was quite funny
I
to
actually
see.
I actually thought bringing Breaking Swipe here was actually a good call into your team just because a lot of your
We
team loves physical attack and
we
it's stab
or they
Breaking
or they're
Swipe with the
yeah.
boost at that point. So it's so
Yeah.
worth bringing here. And you
Oh no,
bringing the
it was a
clear
good call.
amulet, that was the biggest game changer I think into this actual
Yeah.
Charizard with Breaking Swipe was having the clear amulet. I'm pretty sure you brought it because of the intimidate from Weird Ear. You expected
Yep.
Weird Ear. You didn't expect the
Yeah.
Breaking Swipe, but it did cover the Breaking Swipe.
It did. It had a great double effect there that I did not account for. You're right. I mean, I don't think most of us don't look at Charizard X and assume the physical Dragon Slap is going to be Breaking Swipe. Though honestly, I should have accounted for it. I should have thought about it a little bit more. The weirder it was just hilarious, but I did like that the Clear Amulet came through and gave me a little bit of an extra boost with that for sure. But yeah, I have to remember sometimes like some of these mons that I don't use very often, like the many options they have. Like I was like Mousehold, okay, yeah, follow me, Encore, and I was like, oh yeah, Helping Hand, he can get the extra damage boost.
Yeah.
So in that regard, I lucked out a little bit in that regard, but I felt good about the way I was setting up. I knew Slowking, if I kept Slowking alive, I was in a good spot to get that Trick Room up, even a boosted Zard without Helping Hand. I
Yeah.
knew wouldn't one shot Slowking, and I had Raichu in the back. The trusty Raichu in the back. Not Mega Raichu yet, because Clomps won't let me bring that. But I'm hoping he'll let me bring it for play, or that she'll let me bring it for playoffs. Apologies. I'm hoping for playoffs it'll be Mega Raichu Y with no guard Zap Cannon.
No shot, buddy. Keep
Now
dreaming.
I do
It's okay.
have
I'll take my broken.
a question for you.
Yeah, go ahead. Go ahead.
All right. So, throughout the game, your scissor just kind of sat there. Hatterene did clean up most of it at the end game. Um, how relieved were you to live that to live that flare blitz from that Zardex with the tough claws boost?
I was pretty surprised actually. I mean, I was. Let me double check with Hat for that. Yeah, I am a little. Now that you're even saying it, I'm like, no, because it was unboosted, right? Unboosted, I was
It was unboosted.
unboosted. Yeah, unboosted. I was a guaranteed live, but he did get. It's about a mid roll. I was happy to see it. I knew the Zard was like the biggest. Look, the Zard is just always going to be a massive threat, regardless. But that's also part of why I thought Slowking and Hat bring both, so that if one does get nuked by the Zard, like because he managed to get it boosted, he's gotten it boosted up in both games I've played against him. I've been lucky enough to not pay for it, but if he does, I'll still have a secondary Trick Room setter.
If we
All
can
right.
go ahead and move on to the next question here. I got a long list of questions, Loki.
Okay, go for it.
Obviously, Dakota, he's your division rival in the Southeastern Division. Y'all play twice this season, and y'all, fortunately or unfortunately, depending on your look on this actual rivalry, y'all play a best of 3 in the regular season, counting this in-season tournament game. How are you feeling being up 2-0 against this guy right now? Because he is a good coach. He didn't get 3-2 for nothing, right?
Yeah. No, I mean, I feel pretty good about it. So I'm feeling pretty thankful overall in that regard. I would say um yeah, I mean, I feel relieved that I've gotten to the point where I feel like I can pilot the team better. Played in week 1, really good game. Definitely was working the kinks out, but it was nice to feel like I felt more in control of like my own play style. And I honestly, I think, as everybody's alluded to, I mentioned this in my interview a couple days ago as well. Just the free agent additions. I mean, Slowking's been a massive improvement for the team. So I'm feeling good about that. I'm happy to feel like I've got the edge on the record, but at the end of the day, look, it's not going to matter for me until I get to the playoffs and I'm able to see what I can do with this team, there in the postseason.
Yeah, and this is gonna kind of be, I guess, the ender unless Gamer has one. But in season tournament, right? You win your first one. Now you got to go play Postwick or you got to go play Pickenor, right?
Yeah,
Those none of those are easy teams. One is 4-2. One's the best team in the league with the best record of 6-0. So,
yeah.
What's your thought process going into it? Are you a little nervous? Are you kind of getting prepared for it at the moment, or you just celebrating
Yeah.
this win right here? You know?
So I'm sorry. Can you just say the last part of that again? Of like, you try to talk about like for the like postseason at the end of the game, at the end of the line, because I like thinking about playing Postwick or playing Picanor. Let me look. I just want to make sure that I'm
Yeah.
yes.
So
So just
you
how I'm
play.
feeling about those.
Yeah, how you feeling about that? Like, obviously, it's not a easy matchup. Either one of those. Those are
Yeah.
both really good teams. Those are both four and
Mm,
two or 6-0 are the two records you're playing right now. And
yeah.
one Psy Spam and Blastoise shenanigans with Shell Smash Rage Powder.
Yeah.
And the other one is just a good team. Like this dude, I'm
Mhm.
pretty sure hasn't won a game with less than 2 Pokemon left on the field. So you're
Yeah.
and you did lose to him earlier this season. He
I did.
is one of your earlier losses, getting you to 4-2 record that you're at going into the
Mhm.
season break. So yeah, no, like what's your thought process going here? Are you nervous? Are you
Yeah. So I would say I'm feeling excited about the matchup options. I mean, for Picanort, like you said, just a really well balanced team across the board. Um, but I'm excited about the fact that I felt like I played well against him, even though I didn't get the win.
Yeah,
I didn't feel like I play, like I like got totally blown out of the water. I felt good about the way the team showed up, and I feel like I'm better at piloting it now, and I've made some improvements to it. So, I'll see if I can redeem myself in that regard. For post week, yeah, I mean, there, that's gonna be a fun one. It is, as you mentioned, there's some fun shenanigans in play there. Some mons that I not in our draft league, but in other situations, I don't like playing. I won't speak to what mons, but there's some mons that I'm like, this is not my favorite to have to deal with. But I just have to remember
If we
Golurk's
have to, we
broken.
have to.
Golurk's broken. That's all that matters.
yeah, no,
Go- And
it has
and nice thing is,
Unseen Fist that's unnerfed. You have good
yeah,
Thunderwave para options that are unnerfed as well. You have a
yes,
lot of annoying options on your team that just can be annoying or just do a lot of damage for no reason. Um,
yeah.
and
Yeah,
I
and
think
some of
if
the
you,
pieces that he has that like really can snowball are like the speedy options, right? Which don't play as well into Trick Room. Doesn't mean that he can't like play around with them, EV them a little bit differently, etc. But the nice thing is like some of the things that can easily get out of hand. If I'm able to get my setup where I want it to be, I feel that I can maybe take advantage of him being over aggressive.
yeah, for sure. I think that's all the questions for me. Hey, did you have any more questions,
Hmm.
gamer?
Um, I do have one question about the Golurk.
Yeah,
Did
go for it.
you um so the Golurk really was a big tank this entire battle. It did take a lot of hits for it to go down. I don't even think it ever did go down actually.
No, I didn't. I swapped out because I
Yeah.
because I had a feeling, and he told me afterwards. He was like, "I wanted to skill swap Unseen Fist away from the Golurk," and I was like, "No, I'm not letting him do that. I'm not letting him take that. That's special. He doesn't get that." And it honestly would have made me even more annoyed because it would have been on a Pokemon with no attacking moves. So that would have been even funnier, unless he tried to swap it to like Zard or something. But I don't even know if that would be. I mean, that would be scary, but I don't know. Tough Claws is also broken, so. Um, Yeah, yeah, so I'm sorry, what was the rest of the question about the Golurk? Sorry, I kind of interrupted on that.
Did you train that Golurk to be more bulky, or was it just naturally that tanky?
Yeah, so Golurk, I mean, the nice thing about Trick Room, right, is I never have to run the speed, so I can always invest it for a little bit of bulk, but honestly, it a lot of the times, unless I have a very specific thing I'm trying to live, a lot of times max HP is just the default that I go with, and then I make modifications from there. And because usually, I mean, his just raw stats are so good that it kind of just works out that way. Like the raw defenses are good, so just bulk up the HP. In this particular case, yeah, it's just max HP. He's just that fat. He's just that fat.
Yeah, and
We love
I
our
think
fat
it's one of those
buddies.
things, like especially with old EVs that I noticed when I was doing a lot of calking, especially for singles. You don't need max HP. You only need 248. You need like 236 a lot of times, and then the rest
Right.
is just defensive investment if you want to really be serious about it. But
Yeah.
that's my comment on that. That's
Yeah.
just maximizing EV talk.
Yeah, which has also that is an area that I was literally just saying the other like earlier to somebody like that's a level that I want to get to, but I don't have like a full grasp of all the nuances of it. So I might be hitting you up for a little bit for some pointers on that down the line, maybe in the off season.
Heck, I'll do it for free. I'll do it for free. I'm the biggest LCV fan in the damn server, so I'll do anything for y'all. Hmm.
Man, I love being in the server, and I'm loving being a part of this, and excited to be moving ahead a little bit in the tourney. It's a fun little cash tour. It's gonna be a fun time.
And you do get free $4 regardless of what happens this next
Heck
match. And
yeah,
if you move on from there, if you move
Yeah.
on from semifinals, you're guaranteed at least 16. It's not a bad
that's
deal,
money.
right?
No, I'm all here for it. I'm really enjoying this, and I was gonna say I had a moment. I'll be honest, I had a moment. I feel like I'm definitely. I've been going all day, so I'm a little bit I'm a little bit out of it. I'm glad I played as well as I did because you asked me a couple questions and I feel like I was like I've been so like spaced out. I'm all over the place, so apologies for all that. But no,
Oh yeah.
It's
I'm
all good.
really
It's all
excited
good.
about this. Excited for those matches. And honestly, regardless of what happens, like even let's say if I were to go and ahead and like play Pekin or play Postwick and lose, I'm like okay cool. Now I know how they're gonna play against me for the playoffs. I feel better about that. So like long term, still no, every game is more information that I can go back and look at later, which is always that's one of the things I do always kind of pride myself on is that I really do like to look into how people play,
Yeah, I'm
because I do
gonna
feel like it helps inform my decisions a lot.
gonna go ahead and stop us
That's
here.
good.
Um,
Yep.
any last words for you, gamer, before we wrap it up?
Both of you played really well, and I'm really excited to see how you guys capitalize on the momentum you've built for yourselves.
Yeah. No,
And
Dakota's a great player. He's got a really really good team. Like I do every time I play him, I'm like I got to make sure I'm prepared for I prepare for shenanigans, but also like with Peak and North, there are parts where I'm just like, no, this just solid. It's just solid mons, just across the
yeah.
board. Some of these mons, I'm just like these could fit on any team and be good. So
But yeah, thank you for joining us on the interview portion today, Nimble.
sure
And
thing.
congrats on the 5-0 in an in-season tournament. Honestly,
Appreciate
this
it.
was more than I could have asked for as a LCV fan. So thank you
Hell
for
yeah,
that. This
absolutely.
has
It's what I
been
do. What I
your
like to do for my fans.
this has been your in-season tournament coverage between the Lilycove Latias and the Lavender Town Lampents. One of hopefully four, probably three though. Don't expect four guys. That's too greedy of y'all. Um, and yeah, we'll see you in the next one. Um, this is Clomp signing off.